Guys, I think it's safe to say that the American empire is collapsing. Now, you didn't hear this from me. A lot of American citizens go on TikTok and literally um, saying they think America is collapsing, the economy is collapsing. Many experts also say the same thing. And what's the most disturbing part of this is actually what it looks like to hear an empire collapsing. What does the citizen, their lifestyle look like? Millions and millions of American citizens go on TikTok and literally share their lifestyle, how it is even hard for them to sustain their life living in the US. And not to even talk about now that AI is taking so many jobs away from the people. It's getting very, very ugly.
The United States is about to break and nobody is willing to talk about it. If we as a country don't make a change here, we are cooked. The media doesn't give it the attention it deserves. Politicians won't say it out loud, but our country, it's drowning in over $36 trillion in debt. And here's the terrifying part. We're now spending more than $1 trillion a year just to pay the interest, not the debt itself, just the interest. It takes my breath away whenever I talk about it. Imagine you maxed out your credit card that you have, then took out more just to cover your monthly payments. That's what we're doing as a government and as a country. And when the bill comes due, it's you who's going to pay the price. Higher taxes, slash services, or worse, God forbid, a financial collapse that would make 2008 look like a hiccup. If we don't change course here, folks, if we don't stop printing money, overspending, and kicking this can down the road, your future, our future, won't be stable jobs and affordable homes. It'll be layoffs, rent that you can't afford, and retirement accounts that don't mean anything. Heck, some of you are saying right now, I'm already feeling the effects. They'll try to distract you with these headlines and drama, but this is the real threat we are facing, and nobody's coming to save us.
I frankly don't know how much longer I can keep doing this. I don't know how much longer my friends can keep doing this. Pretend I'm not eating a toaster strudel. That is super exemplary of everything I'm about to say right now. But me and my friends are in our 30s. We're college educated. We work in the tech industries, marketing, and either our jobs have been replaced by AI or our employers have let us go to cut the numbers before the holidays or whatever it may be, in anticipation of a quite different economy that we're about to experience. And I don't know how much more I can do it. I don't know how much more I can do it. We're expecting all these tariffs. We're gonna see retaliatory tariffs from other countries. I already cannot afford to live. I can't afford to pay my student loans. I can't afford to pay the credit card debt that I've had to take out. When I got COVID, I got a bunch of medical debt. I don't know what to do anymore. I'm not this type of person. I am so resourceful. We are the fucking resume coaches, dude. We are the fucking managers. We are the people in charge. And now it's either you're a fucking billionaire, you're a CEO of a company, or you're fucking unemployed, I swear to God. And if you are employed, you're like terrified of getting let go. My friends and I are looking around at each other. We're like so smart. We've always had our shit together. We've always had money. Like we're all depleted. We're like beyond depleted, and I don't know how much worse it could possibly fucking get. And I don't know what they want us to do about it. I can't even fucking imagine being younger than me and trying to get a job. At this point, like, I have so much debt from school, and I think I have to go back. I think I have to go back to school. I'm hoping I can get a scholarship or something, but my field of marketing has very quickly been replaced by AI. One of my last roles, I was training AI tools. So, like, which, as an aside, I just saw a content writing position that was simply to train AI. And they were paying $20 an hour. And they required a master's. I'm not even fucking kidding. I have a picture of it somewhere. Yeah, all these job postings are like, you need a master's in, like, exceptionally specific field of study, and in taxation of foreign countries or something. It's like, what? And then they pay like $20 an hour. Anyway, all of the pay offerings for my field are now what they were when I started in the field, right? So, like, when I started at, I don't know, like $60,000 or whatever. That is now the fucking cap. at these places. That is a cap. What do you want me to do? You want me to die? You want me to die? It feels like my government wants me to fucking die. If you don't feel like that, congratulations.
The cost of living in this country is currently, it's not going to be, it is currently unsustainable. And there are people that they know this, but then they'll still look at somebody else that's struggling and then tell them they're not doing good enough. I want you to imagine somebody that makes $75,000 a year. That's a pretty high up wage in terms of like top earners in this country, $75,000 a year. And we're going to go through some things here. This is a person with no debt outside of a car. And please don't hit me with the, you can go buy a car for, shut up, you can't, shut up, stop saying ridiculous things. An entry-level decent car is $30,000. So this person who puts $200 a month into insurance and they pay 5% into their 401k because shut up, people should be able to put money into their retirement. Because if you're not doing it now, you're never going to get to start doing it later. So after those two things come out of their paycheck and their taxes are paid, they bring home $53,850 a year from a $75,000 paycheck. Average rent in my state for a one-bedroom apartment, because an adult should be able to live by themselves, $1,700. That car payment at 6% for an entry-level, very reasonable sedan, nothing fancy, a car payment's $579 a month. Car insurance, $240 or so a month for a lot of vehicles in this day and age. You're a young person, you've got a nice job, but the insurance companies still want to screw you over. Food. You only cook at home. You never, ever go out. You only cook at home and you only eat decent quality food because a human being should be allowed to eat decent quality food. You pay $879 a month for that. You spend $250 a month in gas. You wear and tear on your car $100 a month. $80 for your phone, $80 for your internet, $175 a month for your electricity, $70 for your water, $20 for your cash. You make $75,000 a year, and outside of a car payment, you have zero debt. Do you know how much money you have left over annually at a $75,000 wage? You do nothing. You don't own a Netflix. You don't go out on a date. You don't pay to go to a park. You don't go watch a movie. You do nothing. If you can't find it on the internet for free, you don't get to do it. If you can't cook it at home for your $800, you don't get to do it. You have $3,700 left over annually. That's like $320 a month. And there's going to be, well, that's $300. Shut up. Shut your stupid, contrarian, edgelord mouth. That's not a doctor bill, because God knows just because we have insurance doesn't mean that we don't still pay far out the ass when we go to the doctors. People like to be entertained. They want to date. They want to... There's those of you out there that will tell somebody living like this on $75,000 a year before taxes that they are not doing what they're supposed to do, that they should get a second job, that they should get a side hustle, that they should get a better job. And the fact that you would look at somebody with no debt other than a car and say something like this to them means objectively you're a moron and you live in a fantasy world. This is unsustainable.
I just came out of the shop here on Hollywood Boulevard, and the man said he's very tired. I said, why are you so tired? He said, because I'm working 24/7. He says, we can't afford to hire any employees to work in our store, so I'm working all the time. I said, what does it cost to hire someone here? He says $20 an hour. He said many of the shops around here, the local shops, they're hiring undocumented workers and they're paying them $10 an hour. A California employee, $20 an hour, but an undocumented employee, $10 an hour. This is what's going on in California. As I've been around Hollywood Boulevard and Sunset Boulevard, many shops are closed. They're actually just boarded up. Windows are boarded up. No one's in there because no one's coming out to shop anymore. And if you do own a shop, you have to pay your employees an incredible amount of money. No wonder why Gavin Newsom said the other day that he doesn't want Trump coming into America, that he's going to protect California from Trump. He says he's going to Trump-proof California. He doesn't want anything to change because a lot of the employees here, they're undocumented workers. They're being paid $10 an hour when a citizen in California will be getting $20 an hour. In order for businesses to run, they have to hire these undocumented workers because they can pay them so cheaply. Therefore, it makes it really, really hard for people here in California to run a legal business and for Californians to actually get jobs.
Just this year, there's been over, 700,000 jobs cut in the US. And I find that very interesting. Now, think about it. These people already had jobs, minimum wage. They were working the 9 to 5, right? Even, in malls, right? They were doing the machine operations. Now, this kind of job now, mundane jobs, if you call it, can be done with AI, right? So these people who had jobs now has been laid off. Now, when they had the job, they can barely afford accommodation, right? And a minimum wage. So imagine people who can't even afford to live in a house now or to rent a house now they don't have a job. So you can imagine what that would look like. So where were they living when they had jobs and a minimum wage? And where are they now? Now they have no jobs, right? So you can only imagine people are becoming homeless. And I always advocate, if you find yourself in this situation, save enough money and then look outside. A lot of people, Americans, are actually traveling to Mexico. I find that very surprising. I mean, it's quite close to America. There's over 1.5 million Americans who were relocated to Mexico. And if you don't want to be in Mexico, there's, where Portugal, a lot of Americans are also moving to Portugal. And if you're a black person just like myself, Africa is at your disposal. I just did an interview with one of the African Americans here. I'm currently here in Nairobi, Kenya, and he was making over $100,000 in the US. Now, he was just glued working 6 times in the week, barely have a social life. Now, he's making probably more than that, traveling the whole of the world. So and he has freedom, location freedom, and he's making more. So I think there's better opportunities outside of America. And if you want to know more about this, how to relocate, go on Web Nation Africa. That's my main YouTube page. I've interviewed thousands and thousands of people. I mean, I'm exaggerating, but hundreds and hundreds of people, Americans who relocated to other parts of the world. Take a look at it. Maybe you can get some inspiration, or you can get an idea on where to go if you're looking to relocate.
I'm just mad. I'm just fucking mad anymore. There's no reason for me to be like, yay, fucking America. Like, we're so great. We're so free. We're so powerful. I'm fucking starving. I have to go without so that my kid can fucking maybe have Pop-Tarts once a month. So I'll go without fucking eating something, right? It shouldn't be that way. It shouldn't fucking be that way. We shouldn't have to go like, let's see, we haven't had meat in a long time, because guess what? We can't fucking afford it, okay? Nor do we want to go down and buy the, meat glue fucking meat at Walmart that, America just thinks that, we deserve, right? Because we're not worth anything, because that's what I'm taking it as. We're just not fucking worth it. But yet we're the ones working every fucking day to make this country go round and round. But we're not worth being able to have decent fucking food, or the amount of food that we need to fucking have one of our family members go without. I'm done. I'm so done. It shouldn't be this way. And I know that it's not just this way for me. I called today because my garbage cans got picked up, right? Because guess what? Oh, couldn't fucking afford to pay the bill, So I'm like, hey, what do I have to do, to, get my garbage cans back? Like, I'm struggling. Like, I'm doing everything I can. I work hard, I can barely afford to fucking buy groceries. And she's like, girl, I hear you. Me too. Like, I feel bad, but I'm in the same boat. It was immediately. She wasn't like, oh, it was just immediately, I'm right there with you. That's fucking terrible. We're working women in America that are working our fucking asses off. And we can't afford to fucking feed our kids. Or ourselves. We worry about putting gas in our fucking car to get to work that's not going to fucking pay the bills or the fucking groceries to eat. I've never in my life been unproud to be a fucking American, but today I am. Today I am. Today when my kid fucking asked me for motherfucking Pop-Tarts, and I questioned whether or not I could get him the one thing he asked for all month long. Okay? Like, we don't deserve this. We don't deserve this. We fucking put in for our country. We pay our fucking taxes. We work our asses off from morning until night to go home and maybe fucking have an hour or two with our kids before we fucking go to sleep, and we get up and we work our asses off again to pay for your fucking and all of the fucking shit that you want to do with our money that we put into this country. And we can't afford to fucking eat. So tonight, I'm pissed, I'm mad, and I'm brokenhearted because I don't see no end to it. We've been begging. Like, this is not just started like since Biden administration. Like, yeah, it may have gotten a lot worse since inflation, but we've been struggling. We've been struggling like this. We just keep it quiet. We just don't say anything. It may have gotten a little worse, but it's been like this. It was like this in the Trump administration. It was like this in the Biden administration. We are tired of fucking working our asses off just to barely pay the fucking bills and maybe buy our kids a little fucking treat once a month. Food, like a food treat that they want. Fuck you. I'm so done. I'm sorry for the language, and like, I really am. But I don't have it no more. I don't have it no more. I don't have it to, make everything like seem like joyous, like, oh, it's gonna be okay. It's not fucking okay. It's not been okay for a long time. And we've just been saying that, what the fuck? We really don't say anything. We just keep it fucking hidden and put on a fucking brave face and go and do it every fucking day and then cry when we get home in fucking bed knowing that we're not gonna make the fucking bills, and we're wondering if our PG&E is gonna get shut off, and we're wondering how, we're gonna feed the kids, not ourselves, But bitch, I ain't getting my fucking nails done. I ain't getting my fucking hair done. I ain't doing shit. I'm trying to worry about how I'm gonna get my fucking garbage cans back. This is fucking bullshit. It's fucking bullshit.
How do I make my therapist understand that being an American citizen, like living in this country, is what makes me depressed on a daily basis? Our wages and our costs of living are absolutely fucking ridiculous. Oh, and the government just hates women and the poor and equality, apparently. The stuff we are first or like top in is shit we shouldn't be proud of, like obesity or how unhealthy we are or the amount of mentally ill people we have. It's ridiculous. And we're pretty low on the shit that should be important to people, like healthcare and education, all of that. Other countries literally make fun of us and are baffled by the shit that we have to deal with and the way that we are treated. Our milk is banned in other countries. Other countries don't have to buy bulletproof inserts to send their children to school. Other countries aren't always afraid of their cops because they aren't like American cops. There's so much I have to say on this topic and not enough time in the fucking day. And I know that we may not be the worst country in the world, but we sure as hell should not be calling ourselves the best.
This is why I feel like the cost of living has never been as bad as it is right now. Because it used to be when the cost of living was high, it was for the things that you need in life. Food, gas, shelter, etc. All of those things cost a lot of money. Right now, all of those things still cost a lot of money. And also, I feel like it's just expensive to just be alive. Like, I feel like my life as soon as I wake up is literally just me putting down a credit card. And it's just a tab. And life is a bartender. And it's just like, what are you going to have? And I'm just like, I'm okay. I don't really need anything today. And it's just like, oh, really? Well, if you're going to be here, you're going to need to spend money. And I'm just like, what do you mean here? I'm just in the world. And it's just like, yeah, you have to buy something now. It's even getting to the point where like, I feel like even my thoughts are getting expensive, Like I could just have the thought of like, my nose is a little stuffy. And then all of a sudden I open up my phone 10 minutes later and have 12 ads for like, oh, you have a pollen allergy and you got to buy these anti-pollen allergy pills or you're going to suffocate in your sleep. Sleep is the only place I still feel kind of safe. But even there, It's like I could have sleep problems for one night and then I wake up feeling kind of groggy and all of a sudden I'm getting targeted ads for melatonin gummies. It's like all of our necessities are still expensive, and then also just everything, every increment of our life costs something.
So I hope you guys like the video. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And like I mentioned, if you want to know what's going on behind the scenes with Web Nation Africa, as I travel inter-countries filming documentaries with my team for the platform, subscribe to Hey Vlogs, which is my vlogging channel, so you can get to know what happens behind the scenes. All right, so without further ado, catch you guys on the next one. All right, peace.